Right guys, welcome back to the MK39 Starboost full body suit build. Now we have hit a snag. Now I made this at 100%, it seemed to kind of fit, but when I got this bottom part on round here, which has that tab sticking out the back, that was not too bad. I've not done the other side, and it's not got the tag hanging out down there, which would really close that gap up, and I already cannot get inside this without nearly breaking it. And I actually had my dog jump up while I was trying to do it and cracked it all in the inside. Now I've had to strengthen it, but instead of that we've printed another one. Let me get set up and show you. Right, major problem. We printed a second suit. Right, this one was 3 walls thick, made it stronger, made it 110%, so it's bigger, a lot more space to fit inside it, mega spacious, both the tags are on, very happy with how it turned out, excellent suit. Again, cannot get into it, it's a dilemma. The last one, my arms would barely fit through, and I sized this up, my shoulders just won't go through for some reason. I've not even got big shoulders, so it's a bit of a dilemma. But with these tags and how everything works, there's no way to get your body inside this then get your arms inside the suit. But you can get your arms inside it, then no way to get your body in, especially if the abs, when I make them and they're in place. So I think the only reasonable explanation for the suit would be to slice it down the center where I've joined it and welded it already, but slice it down the center. I would possibly, even before I sliced it with a hot scalpel, I would come in the back here and I'd maybe epoxy on some big neodymium magnets and spaced parts, and maybe some rods maybe attached onto this side and going across, floating across, and then maybe down here attached on this side and floating across, just to stop the panel from tweaking side to side and splitting open on you. So you could have spaced out sections of magnets, support rod, magnets, support rod, and you could do that the whole way down the abs if they were split down the center. And that would just make, putting it on, you're just picking up the arm piece, throwing your arm through, getting the other one, throwing your arm through, bringing them together, and they're just going to lock into place. And that would make a whole load of sense. It would make putting the suit on an absolute doddle. It's going to be tricky. I've ordered some neodymium magnets, but now I don't know whether I should go with that one or go back to that one. But that looks badass. So I need to print a bigger helmet. Now I did print the separate faceplate because that helmet was already sized and scaled up bigger, so that's already printed up. It's a bit dirty just now, but a few infill lines, but apart from that, decent print, can't complain. Won't take much to smooth it and get it prepared. In fact, I ordered 10 rolls of filament, so I've got the type of filament I like. It should be like this. This is the stuff. So the rest of the suit and what else I replace or remake, everything will be done in that stuff. I like it. It's like a gunmetal grey. Right, so to show you, put this down just now. Now we do have the big shoulder pad, which did have a bit of ugliness up here. I've just filled that in, left it to dry. We'll smooth that down, and it was to show I actually stuck both of these on at the same time and left tree supports on instead of normal supports touching the build plate. I ended up putting tree supports touching the build plate, and it absolutely smothered both of them from head to toe, and it ended up being a 50-hour print to do both of them at 100% scale. So all the arms are still at 100% scale because they're already big and chunky, and the suit, which will be this one's 110% scale, and that other grey one's 100% scale. Now we did make some shoulder pads, elbow pads. That was just to show you how it was orientated. Again, it was just normal supports, touching the build plate, doing it the way it comes out in a file. These things, the side pods, they were like standing up straight, tipped a little bit forward like so, and they printed like this. So touching a build plate, you can see it was tilted back a section, and then underneath you can see the two lots of supports. So decent amount of support, especially for a front part that looks good. And to be honest with you, it looks good, but then I realised I printed it up at 100% scale, and this has to fit the suit. So if this is going to go in the black suit, I need to reprint both of these at 110% scale. So it looks like we're in line for just making two suits. We've already got a spare helmet. It's a complete front and back section of helmet. Reasonable bit. So we're going to have two suits. And we're only doing this on one 3D printer. An Artillery Sidewinder X1. Absolute phenomenal printer. Does TPU like a boss. And again, I saw Frankly Built's channel, and he's saying about the TPU, about saying there's not much mobility in the TPU. Now, I do this and it looks like, I mean, it's squishy, no doubt about it. And he's made his out of PLA. Now, I'm going to make mine out of PLA as well, because I thought putting your arm inside here, you would have been able to just bend your arm and flex about. Not at all. It's like an egg. Once you're in there and it conforms to the shape of your arm, you're not even creasing that more than that. And that's doing it your hardest and hurting your arm. Like when it's in there, the structure of it is so solid it will not flex and bend. And I don't know how it's going to be for connecting the arm up. So it may as well just be PLA, and then I can just weld PLA to PLA quite easy to keep everything in place. So you don't have to use TPU. It's a kind of specialist filament to use. Some printers need a lot of work in order to print it. And to be honest with you, in this case, it kind of looks the part, but it's all blotchy and it's going to be a nightmare to correct that. It looks not too bad, but PLA and paint the PLA and it's going to be fine. It'll help keep the arm together strong and all in one piece when you eventually join them together. So definitely worth printing that in PLA. So I'm going to stop waffling on, but it's to let you know before you go printing this, it's not going to be a case of just standing up, stepping into the suit, putting your arms in, slide your body in and putting the suit on. I can't even do it with this without the abs attached yet. But if it was in two sections and you split it apart, sorry about the ice cream van, you can tell the lockdown's off. But yeah, if we split this into two pieces the whole way down, it'll be so easy just to pick up and clamp together. So easy, and all you'd have to do is install magnets on the inside. And the line on the front, I don't really know how you're going to make it invisible, but this section here you could easily copy the shape and make a badge and have the badge stick to one side but cover the other, so that when you stick it together at least this section of it could be hidden. And the arc reactor, all you'd need to do is stick it into one side permanently. That way when the suit comes up and joins together and sticks, the arc reactor's in there perfectly. So it was just a heads up to let people know before they go rushing and printing at 100% scale. At 100% scale, you are not getting in that suit even to try and test it. I nearly, like, here it is here. Now these wings on the back, they're not very strong. This whole bit up here is free floating. And this whole join where it links up, that is nothing. That's not even a millimetre thick, that join at 100%. Can't really see it, but down up inside here, where are we? It's up underneath this lip. It is barely joined. You can even see through it. If you hold it up to the light, you can see through that join. It's not even fully complete. So yeah, now it's all stuck back together and the other one printed up. We've got a dilemma. We've got a ton of parts ready. Could easily start making two suits. So I only need one suit. So I guess if we could get this video up to like 500 likes by the end of the build, the surplus suit that's going to be left over, we'll just give that away to someone. So, I don't know. We'll have some kind of giveaway where we can give it to somebody. Maybe there's a budding painter out there who likes to airbrush, or this is an ideal project for them. Make yourself a bedroom mannequin or something. Ironman standing in the corner, or make it for a cosplay suit, get it all painted up. But yeah, I don't know which road we're going to take. Are we going to take 100% or 110%? This stuff kind of fitted. The TPU bit for the neck didn't really fit, so I was like, you know what? If I make it bigger, it might fit better. But, that might be a mistake as well. So, don't know. But 10 rolls of filaments here. It's time to get on it. Get some prints made. Start getting onto the legs. Can't wait. We're doing the hands right now and the last of the white. So we'll be moving on to the gunmetal grey PLA. Need to redo another helmet. But yeah, the absolute heads up on this. Don't go joining your chests together. This is going to have to be split right down the centre. Or you could come up with some other quirky way, like having it split round the raised edge down here and have this centre piece lock into both sides. But it just make more sense to come down here, and you could put stabilising rods in the back to stop it from twisting open. Yeah, absolute heads up, because it racked my brains and so far there's no way to get into the suit. So it's time to get cutting and see how we can patch it in later. Bye for now, guys.